Hey, what's up everybody? This is Crawdaddy Patty here with my review of Assassin's Creed Origin. This is going to be on the base game only. No DLC has been included for this review. Just to let you know as well, there definitely will be some spoilers throughout this review. There will be two main categories, story score and also gameplay score. I'll rate each of them out of 10 and give you my final review out of 10 at the end. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's have some fun with the review. Alright, first up is story. The story was very good. Bayek was actually a very interesting character overall. Started off with a very entertaining mission by stomping some dude's face to death. They did a great job, Ubisoft that is, did a great job in this game with mission variety. You had a bunch of things to do by going out and collecting, hides from animals or rescuing people from different fortresses. Seemed to be quite a bit of those, honestly. My only really critique on the actual missions for the story would be that when you are targeting the main killers, so the guys that are in that inner circle, there's really no mission buildup throughout all of it. But overall, the game was very fun and very satisfying. I wish you kind of knew who the main enemy was a little bit sooner. I feel like you just kind of find out about him, and then maybe 3 or 4 missions later, you get to kill him. It's just, yeah, woo, there you go, it's done. One thing I really liked about the game was playing as Aya, or at the end, as we find out, who is actually Amunet.
I have renounced Aya. I have killed Aya. I am now the Hidden One, known as Amunet.
That we know from past Assassin's Creed games. If you could actually play more as her, I feel like it would have been a lot more fun of a game. If you could switch between Bayek and Aya, like you could in Grand Theft Auto, that would have made this game a lot more fun in variety. If you could have had, Bayek as being the more powerful, delivering while you're playing as him and fighting, whereas Aya could be the kind of quick, swift assassin that moves around. But yeah, overall, I thought the story score probably was somewhere around like a 7 or 7.5 out of 10. We'll settle on a 7.5 out of 10, but I definitely enjoyed it, and it was one that I definitely wanted to know what happened with Bayek and try to figure out, well, who actually did kill his son. Alright guys, next up is the gameplay score. First up for gameplay, I thought we should cover the new fighting system in the game. The new fighting system made it way different than a lot of the Assassin's Creeds that came out previously. It gave you a little bit more range of motion. Actually made it a little bit more challenging without having all the little cutscenes that you would have during the fighting in the previous games. Some people I know didn't like that. I thought it was good. Made it a little more entertaining. I thought it took a little bit more skill to get through some of those different hordes that you'd have in the game when you're raiding those fortresses. I definitely felt like, though, overall the gameplay was a little bit less assassin than the past games. You could also argue that's also because of Bayek not really being an assassin. He's actually a Medjay first. But chalk it up to that, I guess. That's an easy way to get out of it, but it's a good reason why that is probably more of a brawler kind of a system with this. One thing I had to critique in the fighting system was definitely the targeting. The targeting I felt like was pretty clunky. I hardly ever used it, to be honest. Just turn Bayek towards the guy that you want to kill, and then you start mashing R1 and R2. Boom, he's dead. So I hardly ever used it because it didn't seem to work that well. The camera wouldn't focus that great, but that would be my biggest complaint overall from the fighting system. Alright, the next thing I would like to talk about is the things to do throughout the game. There's a lot of things to do. There's plenty of things that, even though I'm 70 hours or so into the game, that I haven't done yet. I've yet to do the papyrus riddles. You haven't even touched them. I have a full rack of them in my inventory. I enjoyed hunting down the Thalakitai. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, I probably just murdered it, whatever, but they were kind of fun to hunt down, look for, and had to pay attention to, especially earlier on in the game. They were a bigger threat. Of course, in all Assassin's Creed games, you have raiding the fortresses, looking for treasure. This game was pretty unique, though, compared to all the other Assassin's Creed games. The raiding of the tombs in this game definitely felt like you're almost in a Tomb Raider game, but the Ubisoft graphics on this were amazing. I thought they did a great job with that and made it actually really fun. Gave you a nice present at the end if you got all the different tombs raided and did all of the missions to the stars. I can't remember if that's the exact name of it, but that's something else that you can do in the game. Found a lot of the times where I'd be out in the world, roaming around, just exploring. There's plenty of things to look at. There's plenty of beautiful scenery. I thought they could fill up the world a little bit more, though, with different animals. They had hyenas, hippos, all of those. I mean, they didn't have to use different ones. They could have just used more of those. Plenty of hyenas could have been out there, made it a little bit more difficult when you're traveling from place to place. Some people might have found it annoying, but I thought they definitely could have added in more so to that. But the other fun things were to do is, stumbling upon the different wild animal camps, having to kill, higher level animals to clear that little question mark on the map. They also did a great job, they being Ubisoft again, of giving you a lot of different content. The Gift from the Gods quest that links to Final Fantasy, I thought that was pretty fun. I think everybody didn't really enjoy trying to figure out how to do it. They should have allowed you to use different combinations rather than just pounding on the one number all the time with that one. If you did it, you know what I'm talking about. A couple of other things to do, the Animus glitches with the god fights. Different god fights were pretty fun. I think I've only fought Anubis and then Sobek as well. I've only actually beaten Sobek, but overall, those both fights were definitely challenging and also entertaining. One thing that I haven't even touched yet, but I'm looking forward to going back to do, is the fighting of the war elephants. The war elephants are supposed to be like some of the most powerful creatures in the game, human or beast, and I haven't even touched those yet. But I'm definitely going to go back through, make sure that I actually do those, and that way I can actually get my Platinum Trophy from Sony. The final thing that I'd like to cover in my review is the crafting in the game. The crafting in the game was there. I mean, they added it. Definitely seemed like an extra thought that they didn't really want to do maybe early on, but they decided to add it on later. Definitely not in depth as other games that I've played. I've played The Witcher 3, that was more in depth in crafting in that. You could pretty much do a lot of different things to change how Geralt in The Witcher, played. They could have done something similar with Bayek, but they did a really good job of just kind of throwing it in there. It didn't really make it a focal point of the game. It wasn't something that I necessarily missed, but it was something that I could see how if they did a little bit more in depth, they could have actually added to the overall experience of the gameplay. All in all, my conclusion of the gameplay score, I'd say I'd give it a 9 out of 10. They did a great job with the overall gameplay, and the nice change up to the fighting system I thought was really good. In conclusion, overall, I thought this game was fun. I think that's the main thing you need to ask yourself when you're playing a game. Simply, was it fun? Can you answer that question? Yes. That would quantify it as a good game. I have no problem saying that this was a fun game. I absolutely would recommend it to one of my friends or anybody really that enjoys open world games. The storyline was definitely above average. They did a good job with that. Nice comeback from some of the other Assassin's Creed games. Really the most fun that I've had in an Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag. It's best to take this game slow though. Take your time through ancient Egypt and look at the modern marvels. Enjoy what you're looking at. Play the side missions. You're not really supposed to go through and just bust through all the side missions as fast as you could possibly do it. It's a large open world that you can explore, so that's why they have it there. Go explore it. The gameplay is very satisfying and it's very challenging. You can change the different levels on it. The Nightmare mode, tested out for a little bit. Didn't do so well, but it's definitely something that if you're looking for a challenge when you're playing games, try out the Nightmare mode. By and large, I enjoyed this game. Thought it was a great step forward for the Assassin's Creed franchise, and really has regained my interest after it was lost, after the debacle that was Unity. All things considered, I put about, like I said, 60 to 70 hours into this game. I would definitely say it's well worth the play. If you enjoyed this review, please go to my channel, hit subscribe, and check out some of my walkthrough videos if you haven't completed the game. I did that throughout the entire thing. I really enjoyed the game though. Hope you guys did as well. Please follow up with some comments on what I can improve on with these videos. Thanks for watching.